All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Captain Cody Davis here with you guys again for another one. And I was just here in the office taking care of some paperwork, catching up on some emails and things like that. And just kind of hit me that tomorrow is the first day of the MLF Toyota Series here on Lake Okeechobee. And I just thought I'd just hop on here and give you guys my prediction of how I think it's going to go, what the weights are going to be, and how I think it's going to be won, and what we might see here over the next 3 days. I'm going to try and keep it as short and simple as possible for you guys. But you know I like to talk, so bear with me. But man, here's the deal. If this tournament would have been last week, I think it would have been a completely different event. Last week, we had fish coming to us. The fish were on their way in. I just did kind of a video on that on my channel, the last one, just talking about how quickly these fish came in. If you guys didn't watch it, we had a BFL last weekend that took 31 and a half to win. Shout out to Tanner. Awesome job. And, there were multiple other events that same day, little club events and things that took well over 30 pounds. There was a 35 and a half pound bag brought in. There were 4 or 5 fish over 10 pounds brought in. That day, 2 of them being in the BFL. And then Sunday, we had another event that I fished in. And the top 4 teams had over 30 pounds. There was a 29, several 28s, a 10-pound big fish. So there was just a lot of big fish around and coming to us. But I've noticed since Sunday, the bite has gotten significantly tougher each and every day. And that's due to multiple different things. We're on the backside of the moon. I feel like a lot of these fish are probably leaving. That's just what I feel. I feel like they're kind of making their way back out. We're not seeing the biomass of fish in the areas that we did over the last 4 or 5 days. And also we have a ton of fishing pressure, a ton. I mean, all the Toyota guys are down here. Obviously they've been practicing, running all around the lake, and that really puts a damper on things as far as the bite. It's made it very tough, especially in a lot of the areas I've been fishing. Over the weekend, we were all really spread out. There were fish caught in every area on the lake, which was really promising to see. But, I don't know. But it just seemed like either way, I say it all the time, Lake Okeechobee is not a 200 boat lake. As big as it is, it's like 100 to 150 boats is pushing it, even in its heyday. Just the way it sets up, it's hard to explain. But how you have a 250 boat event or whatever it's going to be, you're going to be fishing in a crowd, whether you want to or not. Especially with the conditions that we've got coming, which is something I was going to affect the tournament. We've got some wind coming. It's been very stable, very calm for really the last week and a half, which has really opened up the lake. It's cleaned up a lot of areas. But the wind started blowing today. It's blowing out of the southeast at gusts to 20, 10 to 15 sustained, which is going to help some people, and it's going to definitely be negative to some other anglers as well, depending on where they want to fish. I think Friday it's supposed to blow 20 to 25 out of the northeast, which is really going to put a spin on things. And it's just going to be guys who make adjustments throughout the event. I think a local is going to win this one. I do. Because I don't know. I could be completely wrong, guys. This is just my opinion. I foresee a local winning the event. I think they're going to be able to make adjustments on the fly. I think there's going to be some locals that maybe have some stuff in their back pocket that they never even had to practice, right? Which is a big reason why you see our local events always outshine these big major events, even like the Elite Series events, because no offense to these guys, they don't know the lake. A lot of them from out of state, out of town, whatever it might be. They got 3 days to figure this big place out, whereas us locals, we don't really need to practice very much, right? Like if we have a hunch where some fish might be, we roll in there, we get a bite or two, we're out. Whereas these guys really got to dial it in, which means they're beating up the fish, they're spending more time in the areas, there's multiple boats doing so, there's a lot more fishing pressure, which is affecting things, because I've been out there guiding the last 3-4 days around the boats, and it's definitely affecting the bite. So there's going to be some locals, I think, that maybe went to an area real quick, made a cast, 2, 3, 4, made a few flips, whatever, got bites, got the signs they needed, and got out of there. And I think some little pockets or some little tiny areas or stretches, not even areas, I should say stretches, are going to be a key player in this event. But you never know. I mean, an out-of-towner who's never even seen the lake before could come out on top. Like I said, if this tournament was last week, I'd say between 75 and 80 pounds to win. I really would have said that. I knew these guys were going to catch them. But now I'm going to go down a little bit, and I could be completely wrong. But I'm going to say like 66 pounds gets it done. That's what I'm going to say. Someone's going to have, those that around 20 pounds a day. And I think that's going to do it. And I don't think that's how it's going to happen. I think someone's going to, whether it's day 1 or day 2 or it's day 3, is going to have a monster bag that's going to be backed up or, combined with 2 mediocre or decent bags. And I could be completely wrong, but we'll see. Like I said, you're going to have the conditions change throughout the event, and things are going to change during the event, which for the better for some people, and it's going to really affect people in a negative way for others, depending on where they go. And how they make adjustments is going to be, well, that's going to dictate who wins the tournament. It could be one north, it could be one south, it could be one on the shoal, it could be one anywhere right now. Even with the wind going to be blowing, just due to the water conditions and things, everything is going to be fishable. The lake, I think it's going to fish big, but there's 250 boats on the lake, and you're going to be in a crowd, but you're going to see big fish. You're not going to really see it. I don't think it's televised or anything, but there's going to be fish caught from every known area on this lake. That's at least what I foresee happening. So key baits, man, I think you're going to see a hodgepodge of everything. Again, we're in the wintertime. We're in spawning time. It's a full moon outside. I mean, it looks like it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon out here, and it's 10 o'clock at night, or whatever time it is. Someone's going to get on a frog bite. Someone's going to get dialed in, do a popping frog bite and catch some really big ones. Maybe not catch as many fish as other guys, but they're going to get those big bites. Chatterbait. Everywhere on the lake right now, fish are eating a chatterbait. There's fish that are post-spawn that are feeding up on shad. I think someone's going to find a thing of schooling fish. Spawners. There's going to be a lot of fish that still are actively spawning and or trying to or thinking about spawning, and someone's going to work in like a speedworm style bait or a Senko style bait, really slow down in some of these highly pressured areas, and they're just going to come out on top, and have a 25-pound day in and amongst 40 or 50 other boats. I think fishing slow is going to be very key. I think taking your time and not getting in your own head is going to be key. You're going to probably be around a lot of guys. You're probably going to see other guys catch them. So just settling down, not letting it affect you is probably really going to be a key player. Again, you guys heard me in my last video. That is complete opposite of what I did. I got in my own head. I was my own worst enemy. But I don't know. I'm going to say, I'll say 66 pounds, but I will also say I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the mid-50s, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if it was in the mid-70s or you even saw someone hit like 80 pounds. I don't think we're going to see a Scott Martin Open deal where he had 30 a day. I really don't foresee that happening, but it could. The amount of big fish that were around just days ago was crazy. And here's the deal. They've just come in. Like, we were in a huge drought fishing wise. Like, no one was catching them for several weeks. So there's going to be some laggers, going to be some fish that are far behind that are coming in. Someone's going to find pockets of fish that haven't been beat up. It's crazy. I was guiding today in an area that were boats everywhere, and I was looking at areas that I have blistered them in the past, blistered them that are within eye shot of. I counted 63 boats. I counted 63 boats in South Bay today, in one giant ball, and we were catching some fish on my trip. But when I idled out of that crowd, I could, within eye shot, I saw, a few different number of clumps of reeds or a shell bar I know about, or just a stretch that I have caught the mess out of them that no one had hit. No one. I stopped at one or two of the places with my guys and we didn't get bit, but I could definitely see either a local or a out of towner that just doesn't know any better, just saying, well, if they're here, maybe they're over here, and finding something like that. That's just, when I say off the beaten path, I'm not talking about like out in the middle of the lake, out of nowhere. I mean, just 100 yards, 50 yards away from the community hole or from the massive boats. And they might not catch 100 fish there, but they might pick off 3, 4, 5 key fish each day, or even just over the course of 3 days. That'll make or break, make or break them. So that's my prediction. I'm going to say 66 pounds gets it done. I've got a lot of good buddies in this event. My buddy Nick Hoyning, who has a good track record fishing these, is fishing. Look for, Jesse Mizell or Gary Milicevic to come out on top. If I had to pick someone to win, I'm not even going to do that. And obviously Alex Tarasenko is in this event. I haven't really talked to him. I know he's been focusing, and I don't really know how everyone's doing. Val Wazinski of Gamblers in the event. A lot of hammers fishing this thing, and I'm sure I'm missing a bunch. I've been so busy, I don't know who is all my buddies who are fishing, but if you are any of my buddies that are watching this, you know who you are. My advice to you is just go fishing. Go fishing. Don't let the 250 boats bother you. If you're local, you're on this lake every day, just act like they're not there and go do what you have to do. To everyone else, good luck and be safe, guys. Like it's gonna be foggy, maybe. It's gonna be windy. There's 250 boats. Remember, there's things with lungs swimming around out here. Big manatees, gators. You're running around at 70. Just be careful. It's one thing. Feel like the older I get, the safer I am in a boat. So be safe, catch fish, take care of your fish, please, please. Like that's probably my biggest thing. The water is hot. I know it's February. It's hot. Get some ice, cool the fish down a little bit. You're gonna be driving like a bat out of hell, and you know it. You're gonna beat them up. Take care of these fish, because these are the events where we lose some of our biggest ones. I know you're going to want to take pictures on stage, make it quick. Make sure, even though the bag's heavy, fill that bag up with water. Struggle a little bit, but go into the tank. Make sure they have plenty of water in there, and take your fish out to the channel to let them go. Make sure they swim away, because we need those fish spawning again next year and making big old Lake Okeechobee baby bass. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all the support. Click or like and subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you guys on the next one. Last little thing, got a lot of dates in May open. For some reason, I have no idea why no one wants May. That is my favorite month to fish. I'm kind of not upset about it. I'm booked almost, I think February and March are completely booked up. So I think might have a day or two in April. If you guys are interested, May is pretty wide open, and that's my favorite month. So if anyone wants to book a trip, give me a call, get a deposit, get you in the book. We'll go try to swing on some of these giant bass after all these tournaments are gone. Because after the Elite Series comes next week, or in 2 weeks, I think all the major tournaments are done. And we can go fishing in peace and not have 5,000 boats on the lake. But either way, appreciate it. I'm going to give my kids a bath. I will see you guys on the next one. Tight lines.